Angela Lehman, and on behalf of Living Well Now, sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to, why don't I do this? On behalf of Living Well Now, I'm really grateful for your participation in our educational events. We are always looking for ways to better serve and add value to our membership, as well as people who are just checking us out. As a community of hairdressers and former teachers and mamas and business people and medical professionals, et cetera, we aim to provide great resources. I have not had a problem with my internet all week, and it just said it was unstable.
You're working now. You froze for a second.
Okay, I tried to time it well. So anyhow, we aim to provide value. We never want to be one of those teams who invite you to sign up, but then leave you ghosted with dust collecting on your oils. I currently have a whole collection of oils right here on my desk. Actually, I have some Savvy Minerals lip gloss at my desk, as well as some Thieves hand sanitizer. And tonight, Nan Gillespie, one of our gold level leaders, is has prepared to share from her heart about how these products, and specifically the Young Living supplements, have transformed her life in just the last 10, 11 years, right, Nan? Are we at 10 yet? 7 years. 7 years. Yep, 7 or 8. So you're definitely going to want a pen and paper, because she's going to give you a lot of tips. And yes, we are recording this, and it is live streamed in our product users group. But just in case you want to come back to the information later, take some notes now on some testimonials that really stick out to you, so that you can more aptly reflect and be reminded of what has worked for her. Remember, our goal in this is never to encourage people to lose weight. Instead, we prefer for people to create healthy lifestyles and healthy bodies out of their choices. So without further ado, I'm going to turn things over to Nan. And Nan, I did offer share screen so that you can share your presentation as you see fit. Thanks for being here tonight.
Sure, thank you. Let me, instead of showing you all the Zoom page, let me pull up presentation. Well, there it is. So Angela's right. I'm going to speak from my heart tonight. So you're not going to get a lot of technical kind of details. I'll give you a few, but not a lot. But my experiences and my goals and what I was after and what the results were. And it all centers around the supplements with the Young Living. So let me see here. Tell you a little bit of my story. So feels like hundreds of years, but it was about 20 years, I suffered from an autoimmune disorder. And it caused me to be uncomfortable all the time. I'm trying to stay compliant here. Caused me to really attract a lot of other chronic kinds of illnesses in my life. It kept me in bed many days instead of going to work. It kept me from doing things with my kids that I wanted to do. I really kind of stayed home a lot and felt like a recluse and defeated, because I was so miserable all the time. And of course, then that begins to affect your emotions and your mood, and it just goes on and on. I worked with doctors for those 17 years, and they just kept telling me there was no hope. And I see a lot of people post on Facebook and Instagram, kind of this little standard post about the autoimmune I had and others, and say, there is no hope. It's a silent killer. You all need to know about it. And that's how I felt. I totally can relate to that post, but not anymore. And that is because of what I did to start feeling better. So I want to be the first to tell you that oils aren't going to do it. Supplements aren't going to do it. Exercise isn't going to do it. it's a combination of all of that, right? It's and nutrition especially. And so I started going to a naturopath because the other doctors weren't helping me. They were just throwing more drugs at me and putting band-aids on things. And I was not able to feel any better. And yes, I was a lot heavier. I was 85 pounds heavier than I am now. And that always bugged me too. That did nothing for my self-esteem. And I tried every diet under the sun, and every diet worked a little bit, but wasn't sustainable. And so I'd kind of given up on that. And my goal was I just wanted to feel better. And so a friend introduced me first to the emotional side of Young Living essential oils, and they made an impact there. And so then she said, well, there's a physical side too. And so I started trying things. And today, somebody asked online, what was your gateway oil? And mine was Panaway. It was the very first thing I had ever used, along with narcotics and anything else, that made a dent, that made a lasting dent. And so when I learned about Panaway and the emotional oils, I was intrigued enough to start doing research. And most of you that know me know that I am a big researcher. I know a lot of stuff about oils and supplements because I need to know it for myself, not because I want to be the encyclopedia of essential oils and supplements. So that's just how I operate. So I started with the essential oils. And if you're new to essential oils tonight, I do just want to throw in why I trust Young Living as a company. Young Living has what we call our seed to seal promise. And that's like the foundation. And my husband being a former farmer, agriculture teacher, and now livestock raiser, seed to seal became very, very important to us because we realized the quality of the products, everything from the way the seeds are chosen to where they're planted on land that has not been touched for 10 to 12 years with anything. No pesticides in weed control, and the way the oils are distilled to the way they're bottled and sent to us has such high integrity. So that is why I trust Young Living. If you want to know more about Seed to Seal, because I have a lot to share with you tonight, go to seedtoseal.com, seed, like planting a seed, to seal, SEAL.com. And I think you'll be just as impressed as I was. There we go. So I'm just going to share my journey with you and what I used to feel better, because that was my main goal, and what I still use, and then what I've added to it if we have time. So number one product to start with, if you want to address things with your joints, with how your cells function in your body, is Ningxia Red. Ningxia Red antioxidant drink. I drink 2 ounces a day. I started off drinking 1 ounce a day, and I add oils to my Ningxia Red. So when we consume oils, they're vitality oils, and so I put about 5 to 7 drops, sometimes 8. It depends on how it comes out, of copaiba. Copaiba supports your body's natural response to inflammation. Everything wrong starts with some sort of inflammation in your body. So you want your inflammation to be controlled, right, in your body, and copaiba will do that for you. I also put lemon, lavender, and peppermint, to help with seasonal things. And then I add orange because we have a history of the big C word in my family, and that really supports your cells to function as accurately and normally as it can. So Ningxia Red is an antioxidant drink. What the heck does antioxidant mean? It means it repairs your cells in your body, and it gives them kind of the strength to function correctly. And so it gets rid of the gunk that we breathe in or are exposed to in our environment, in our homes, and it helps our cells do what they're supposed to do. So I don't go a day without it. If I do, I notice it. At first, I didn't. When I first started, I tried it for 30 days and I was like, yeah, it tasted good. It was fine. Nah, I'm done. And then I started getting sluggish in the afternoons. My whole body just was sluggish. I realized that the Ningxia Red made that much of a difference. So number one supplement on my list is Ningxia Red. The next one that I added was, oops, I might have skipped one. Nope, I didn't. Next one that I added was multi-greens. Now, multi-greens have all of those tiny, tiny microgreens that people get in really rich, vitamin rich and nutrient rich foods like seaweed. That's not something I'm going to be eating. I'll just tell you. So multi-greens is the one for me. It's the one that helps me know that I'm getting those micronutrients that I need. Spirulina, alfalfa, sprouts, barley grass, bee pollen, kelp, all of those are in multigreens. It's a capsule. Let me tell you, take this one in the morning, kind of like Ningxia. It gives you some energy throughout the day, but it also speeds up your metabolism. Yay for speed, for a metabolism that goes a little bit faster, right? So if you are wanting to lose weight, that is an assistant to that. It doesn't mean it's going to cause you to lose weight, but it will help boost your metabolism. So you want to use that in the morning. And my naturopath was telling me I wasn't getting enough greens in my diet. So I added the multi-greens, and I also added a green smoothie in the morning, every morning. And that sustained me until lunchtime and I was still teaching at the time. So it was really great because I didn't have that morning. I'm not a morning person. I like to stay up really late. That's what my body naturally likes to do. So it really helped me to be alert and on point in the mornings when I was teaching. I still take it in the morning. And I don't know if I told you how many I take. I started off with 2. I doubled that to 4, and some days I take 5, just depending on if I stayed up too late or not. The next supplement that I want to share with you is Master Formula. So I think I might have skipped one, so I'm going to tell you after this one if it's not there. But Master Formula is a multivitamin, basically. And it has vitamins A, D3, E, K, which that's a really important one that's in there. And it's in a little 3-pack. So that's one of the pills. The next pill has all those nutrients that you need on a daily basis to meet the daily basis for nutrients. And then the last one is a phytocap. I have no clue what that is. I just take it because I know it's good for me. So that's how technical I am. But a phytocap I do know is the prebiotic in Master Formula. So we talk a lot about taking probiotics for our gut health, but prebiotics set your body up to absorb the nutrients that it needs, and then the probiotic helps your gut later. So this is one of those kind of hidden gems of Master Formula. I've had so many people tell me that, yeah, but that one's kind of expensive. Well, you get enough for a month in a box, and you really should start off all Young Living supplements taking less than what it says on the label. Okay, that's really key because Young Living kind of tells you the max, and many of us don't need that many. So with this one, I tell people start off every other day. One box is going to last you 2 months, and I'm sorry, but I'd rather pay for this than urgent care. So that's my philosophy. I'd rather be proactive with my health than reactive with my health. And that is kind of key to Young Living, even the oils and that. We're so programmed in our society to go, 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 go until we get down. and then go to the doctor? Why get down? Why not be proactive and get to the point, where you're sustaining health throughout every single day and not getting down as often, right? So master formula is key for that. Okay, I skipped sulfurzyme in my slides. I don't know why. So I'm going to tell you about that before I tell you about Super B. Sulfurzyme is actually the second thing I added after Ningxia Red. So I added Ningxia, sulfurzyme, multigreens, and master formula in that order. And sulfurzyme is an MSM, which is an organic form of sulfur. Now, I know some of us out there take medications that say no sulfa drugs, no sulfa with that, and you can't have grapefruit and all those kinds of things. This is not what we're talking about. MSM is naturally occurring organic dietary sulfur that we need in our bodies. Sulfur is in every element of the earth. And so, and it's already present in our bodies. So you are enhancing it by taking sulfurzyme. It also has wolfberries in it. So back to the Ningxia Red, that's what's in, the main fruit in Ningxia Red, the wolfberry puree. It's an antioxidant. So you're doubling your body's ability to clean its cells when you add sulfurzyme to the Ningxia Red that you're taking. It's good for your liver. Sulfurzyme is. It's good for your circulatory system, and it's good for your immune system. And so who doesn't want that, right? And so now I'll move to Super B since it's on the screen. Super B has 8 B vitamins in it, and B vitamins tend to help you with energy, which if you are feeling sluggish or you're down, you're overweight, you're tired all the time, you need B vitamins in your life. And because I'm taking master formula and the Ningxia, the B vitamins actually work better for me because of the combination, the synergistic combination of all of the ingredients that are in those. A lot of times people are like, magnesium is an extra supplement that you need to take. And the way Young Living supplements are formulated, they all have, they work synergistically with each other, and they all have essential oils in them. And so the essential oils make your cells more bioavailable to receiving the nutrients that are in our supplements. So a lot of times that's why people take extra magnesium, because their bodies don't absorb the nutrients as much, but the essential oils fulfill the same kind of function. So you want to make sure that you are taking Young Living supplements so that you get that increased bioavailability. I've read studies from PubMed.gov that show our vitamin C versus a big box store brand that sells things in bulk that starts with a C, though that our vitamin C, you absorb 70% more of the nutrients into your body because of the essential oils that are in them. And there's other various percentages based on the studies of different vitamins, but that one's the one that sticks in my head, the 70% more. So Super B, super important for energy and sustaining your energy throughout the day. Oh, I just mentioned Super C. C vitamin is really good. I like to take the chewable ones. Those are more food-based and absorb into your body quicker. I take one a day to support my immune system, not because I am feeling like I need support, but just to do it, like I said, proactively. So you want to make sure that you are keeping that vitamin C level high in your body. For immune boosting properties. And then again, like I mentioned, with putting the orange oil in my essential oil, any citrus and, that would contain vitamin C, that is so good for maintaining the health of your cells. Okay, so then after that, I added Omega Jize. These are really in the order that I added supplements. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you. You want to make sure that when you are starting on a new supplement routine, that you do things one at a time. You need to know how they affect your body. I've had people go, well, just give me your whole list. Well, that's what I'm sharing with you tonight, but please start one thing at a time. So if you start off with sulfurzyme and you take 2 to 3 a day, I know people that take up to 16 a day. You can't take too much of that. You want to take it for a minimum of 60 days. I like to tell people 90 days. Because for me, the first 30 days that you're taking something, it's really like fighting for its position in your body, right? Like you have toxins in your body, or you have other things in your body, maybe medications. It's trying to figure out how to get rid of those. And it's not really doing what it was intended to do. It's fighting in there. The second 30 days, it's starting to assimilate in your body. It's starting to do some of the things. So you really can't tell if it's making a difference for you sometimes until 60 days in. Now, some you will. Like I just heard a testimony of a girl who says her hair is already being affected, and she's been taking sulfurzyme for, I don't know, like 4 days or something. She could tell that her hair was already not falling out as much. So, because sulfurzyme is so good for your hair and nails. So you may see little subtle changes, but you're not going to realize the full effect until about 60 days in. And then I like to give it a buffer of another 30 days just so that it's really doing what it's supposed to do in my body before I add something else in, because I want to know how I feel using that product. And I really want to understand that before I add something in. So that way I notice what the changes are. Being in tune with the changes in your body is a skill. It takes a while to figure that out. So you really want to make sure that you are giving it a good amount of time. So my minimum is 60 days, but I'm going to tell you I prefer 90 days. So this supplement here is Omega Jize. So it was months before I added in. We're up to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, 5 or 6 supplement. Omega Jize is our fish oil. It's called Omega Jize 3 because it has 3 something really goods in it. I can't even tell you what they are. But it, I think 3 different kinds of fish oil. I don't know, but it has, it's so effective. And I actually had a doctor once tell me, oh, that one's not good enough. And I said, so I explained the whole essential oil thing. And the doctor just looked at me with this like blank look on her face, like she didn't know what the heck I was talking about, because most doctors aren't familiar with essential oils and what they can do for the cells in your body. Our modern medicine, which I still take some medications, so I'm not going to say that, you should eliminate those. But our modern medication is based off of plants, and it's synthetically reproducing the goodness that the plants can do. So for me, I'm like, well, why would I do something synthetic that might fight things in my body when I can do something natural that might work better in the long run? So Omega Jize 3 is our fish oil. I take it at night. I take 3 capsules. It says to take 4 on the label. I tried that once on the way to Salt Lake City, and my husband had to stop at every other exit so I could go to the bathroom. You need to take 1 to start with, and then work your way up to 2 after maybe a couple weeks, and then work your way up to 3 after a couple weeks. You'll know when your body has too much of it. The thing I love about taking Young Living's fish oil Omega Jize is that I do not burp it up at all. And I don't know if that's because I take it at night before I go to bed. And so, I'm more settled down or whatever, and not moving around. But that's my hint for you. Take it at night and work your way up slowly, 1 at a time until, and I wouldn't take more than 4 because that's what the label says. So with all my conditions that I had, I really slept so poorly. And when I realized Young Living had a natural sleep aid that contained some melatonin in it and some other relaxing oils, I was like, oh, well, I'm going to try it. It says to take 2 on the label. All these years, I've only taken 1. I do not need more than 1 to just relax me and help me get into that deep sleep. I'm not going to say I don't have nights where I wake up and my brain starts going and I can't shut it off. So when that happens, I apply the essential oil vetiver to the bottoms of my feet. That's what works for me. And I have gotten so much sleep. I mean, my skin has improved, my wrinkles have improved, all of that, because I know I'm getting good rest now. Good rest is so important to your nutrition and your health. And it also helps you to absorb those vitamins and nutrients that you need at night. So I would highly recommend Sleep Essence. So part of my issue I realized was my gut. I had a little bit of a leaky gut syndrome. I had trouble being regular in going to the bathroom. I would go from extreme constipation to the extreme opposite. Of course, a doctor told me I had IBS and gave me some pills that really didn't seem to make a whole lot of difference. But so the more research I did, the more I started researching leaky gut syndrome, and I realized that it wasn't necessarily IBS. It was just that I needed to heal my gut, and Detoxime helped me do that. It helped me to get rid of the toxins in my system, and my gut healed. Because my gut healed, all that weight I lost, I feel like I've been able to maintain that and not always eat the most nutritiously, right? Like yesterday we had pizza for lunch and ice cream for dinner, which is not what I typically do. I try to stay on track, and my body knows. I'm so in touch with my body. I know when I need a salad. You know, I'm like, oh, I've gone a few days without some greens. I need some more greens in my diet. But Detoxime is so good for helping to heal your gut. And so I at first was taking that like one every single night until I felt like I was on a regular cycle of going to the bathroom. Did you know you're supposed to have a bowel movement every time you eat? Every time you eat, about 20 minutes later, you should be having a bowel movement. Man, I would go 3 or 4 days without one, at least. So now I have a bowel movement every single time I eat, about 20 to 30 minutes later. So, you know, not a big one because I do it every time, but Detoxime made such a difference in that. So when I started feeling like my gut was healing, I didn't take Detoxime every single day like I was. I backed off, and I take it maybe 2 times a week now, just to keep myself on track. I know some of this is TMI, and I apologize for that, but I just want to be real with you of how things worked, right? So I don't know how many of you realize how hard your liver works in your body. Your body doesn't like anything that's not non-processed and not completely natural in your body. So every little chip you eat, or soda you drink, or alcohol beverage, and I'm not saying don't drink alcohol, every one of those, your liver starts fighting it. So Juvatone supports your liver. Young Living has a whole line of Juva products. One's called Juva Cleanse, one's called Juvatone, one's called Juva something else. I can't think of it. I like Juvatone because it's a pill. It's a pretty big pill, though. I'm just going to tell you, like, you know, the end of my little finger. But I'd rather take a pill than mix something powdery in a drink most of the time. But you can do that with one of the other ones. And there's an oil. I think that's called Juva Cleanse. So I take one of these a day just to maintain my liver. I know it's supposed to take more on the bottle. I don't feel like I have a problem with my liver. I guess if I was really targeting my liver, I would take whatever it says on the bottle, but I just take one. So there's 150 tablets. So it lasts me, you know, about 3 months, 4 months in there. So Juvatone supports your liver. And as you're doing all of these other things, supporting your liver, like if I were really strict and, you know, maybe was on a vegan diet or whatever, I might not need this, but I'm not. And so Juvatone's really good for people that have meat protein in their diet as well. So if you eat meat, Juvitone is really good to help your liver. It assists your liver to function the way it should. And then one of my favorites is Essential Zyme. We also have Essential Zymes 4. I buy whichever one's in stock. I alternate back and forth a lot of times. Again, another pill, Essential Zymes 4, has some directions about taking it 30 minutes before you eat or something like that. I don't like to pay attention to that kind of stuff. I just take my Essential Zyme before I go to bed. And again, gut health. This so supports your gut health, acting the way it should, processing the nutrients the way it should, digesting your food the way it should. That's its big function, is digestion. So Essential Zymes are key to your food processing in your body. Okay. Also really good, the Essential Zymes 4. I think some people take them like before, if they're going out and know they're going to have a few cocktails or whatever, they'll take it before that because it helps your body process that better. I've been in an oily crowd where we're going to happy hour or something, and somebody will say, who needs Essential Zymes before we get started? I always think that's so funny. But I don't ever turn them down. So I must believe in it, right? All right. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad this supplement is back, you guys. I have been without it for, oh gosh, over a year. I took this every day at first, just one every day at first. And then I think I read somewhere that you should take a break from it. So I thought, oh, okay, I'll take it 6 out of 7 days a week. So I just didn't take it on Sundays. But digest and cleanse, because I knew by that time that my gut was leaky, I started taking digest and cleanse. Look at that, Ange ran and got hers. Oh, that's one of the old bottles.
One of the old bottles. I was just going to show, I had two little gel caps left.
Oh my gosh. Had I known, I would have gotten them from you.
I don't know what I was saving them for. There were only 2 of them, but then I was like, oh, it's back. I can finish my bottle. I really did not realize that I had
I love it. I do that too. I took my last Allerzyme today.
Yes, I just opened my last new bottle of Allerzyme. Is it back on the in stock list?
It's supposed to be back on the 25th, and I'm praying it is. So, because I take that every single day. I'll talk about that too. So, digest and cleanse, another digestive, super great, helping your body, eliminate the stuff that you don't eliminate because you hold it in for 4 days at a time or whatever, right? All right, so I'm going to share. I have to move your pretty faces a little bit. So those are all the things I took up to this point, for about, I added them in slowly. Some didn't add as slowly. Like when I found out about the Juvitone, I just added it in right away because I knew my liver needed support. But it probably, when I was taking Ningxia Red, Sulfurzyme, and multigreens, I lost about 20 pounds. And then it just kind of held steady, and I felt pretty good. I had lost 20 pounds. I hadn't done that in years and years. And then I started adding in more of the digestive ones. And that's when my weight really, really started dropping off. And so about a year into it was when I was down 85 pounds. And if you saw in the event, Ange posted a before and after picture of me. I want to tell you though, you guys, it wasn't about the weight loss for me. That I was not trying to lose weight. I would walk into my school every day and, everybody in the front office would be like, how much weight did you lose last night? Almost on a daily basis, because it was just coming off of me, but I was not trying to lose weight. What happened to my screen?
I wanted to show you. I didn't want to show your screen. This is so powerful. I wanted people to see your beautiful face.
Thank you. And like I said, I have maintained the weight loss now for about 7 years. More important than the weight is how I feel from the inside out. I'll occasionally, because maybe I wasn't eating so great, feel like, didn't go to the bathroom after that meal. Better better grab out one of my supplements again and get back on track. And like I said, have a salad for dinner or whatever, because I know my body now. But I've maintained it for 7 years, and I just have more energy. I feel better. My skin's better. everything is better. I'm sorry, it is. And the best part about it all is I got off all those narcotics. I got off all those medications for my autoimmune issues. And I have not had one even inkling of a flare up since I got off of all those things, since I lost the weight, basically, and got my gut healed. And so the ironic thing now is that there are studies coming out that are saying things like my particular autoimmune and a few others are starting to be linked to your gut health. I'm like, duh, I've been saying that for years. But I went to the doctors, you guys, for 17 years. I got shots in my spine for pain. I got put on all different medications. Those would have side effects. So they'd give me different medications to counteract those side effects and then more. And it was a vicious, vicious cycle. And you guys, healing my gut made all the difference. I'm not going to say it's going to cure you from whatever you're dealing with, but it's going to make it better. I will guarantee that it is going to make it better. So, I'm going to get my screen back up and share with you now what I am taking now in addition, because I so believe in Young Living supplements. So the first one on the left is Life 9. Life 9 is a probiotic. You guys, at a minimum, I didn't really know about Life 9 when I was trying to heal my gut. It took me a long time to discover it. I can't stand to go without it. My husband has been on antibiotics for 4 years due to staph infection in his knee, and he's got about a half a year to go before they'll let him get off. And if we didn't have Life 9, I can't imagine what a mess he would be with all those antibiotics in his system. So Life 9 is so key to your gut health and having that probiotic. But it was really better if you take the master formula as a prebiotic. This will work even better. So many people just take the probiotics. You want that. Bottom left, Allerzyme. Oh, I can't tell you how many people I told about Allerzyme. So when you read the description of Allerzyme, you will never, ever think that it will help your seasonal issues, because it just sounds like it's all for the gut. You guys, everything starts in the gut. Everything. Your gut is considered to be your second brain. It rules your body and its illnesses and its health and its nutrition. And your gut is so important. And Allerzyme, I take one every single day, all year round. I do not skip a day, except for I have to skip a week now, and I'm really worried about that. So in my Ningxia, I told you I put lemon, lavender, peppermint, and copaiba. That also helps with your seasonal issues, but it just boosts it up 100% if you're taking 1 Allerzyme every day. So hopefully it comes back on April 25th, and I expect you all to put it in your cart, right? But wait till I do, because I'm going to buy about 12 bottles and then you can buy yours. Just kidding. I mean, that's how much I love it. Like I gotta have it, and I don't ever want to run out. And I usually do buy several bottles at a time so that I don't run out. So then one in the middle is Super B or Super D. I think I don't have my glasses on. Super D. I think I didn't talk. Oh no, that one's a Super D. It was supposed to be D. Sorry about that. Anyway, I started taking Super D when it came out. It's 2 little chewable tablets every single day. Even though I live here in Arizona and I try to make it a point to go outside every single day. I think it's weird, but all the doctors are saying everybody's so deficient in vitamin D. So I take it. It tastes good. It's chewable. I just got all my blood work done about 3 weeks ago. Everything was in the normal range. That's never happened in my life. Of course, I went several years without getting my blood work done since I started Young Living. So I thought I finally should do that. OD is up there on the right. And then I show you CardioGize and MindWise. So CardioGize was developed to help your heart health. I have a condition called pulmonary hypertension, which is the narrowing of the arteries from your heart to your lungs. And so I take this to keep my heart strong because my, or from your lungs to your heart. Sorry, I said that backwards, because my lungs don't serve my heart well. Okay. So I take that to help keep my heart strong. And then mind wise, I started taking, I think it tastes a lot like Ningxia Red. Some other people may disagree. It's more berry flavor. I know Angie's shaking her head. That's why some people will disagree, because I know she does. It's a little thicker than Ningxia Red, but so good for your brain health. I want to stay alert and strong and smart for as long as possible. You guys, my two biggest fears in life are losing my mind and drowning. And so, you know, I want to keep my heart and my head strong. I remember now what was supposed to be in the middle, and that was Illuminize. I started taking Illuminize from Young Living to help support eye health. And I went this whole presentation till the end when I couldn't remember what was in the middle. Without my glasses, and I can read my notes right here in front of me without my glasses. I couldn't do that before I started taking Illuminize. My glasses sit on the top of my head almost every day. You know, all my friends are like, and my husband are like, take your glasses off before we do a picture, because that way I can find them. I don't use them as much as I used to because they just sit on top of my head. But Illuminize has supported my eye health like crazy, and I'm on the computer a lot. You know, doing my business on social media, helping LWN with some leadership stuff and all of our resources and our documents. And so, you know, I'm on the computer a lot. And so I really think that Illuminize is helping my eyesight stay strong. And I did spend a whole bunch of money getting LASIK surgery about 25 years ago. So I'd like to maintain that. I still can read the sign out on our gate out my window right here in front of me. So, so those are the supplements. I don't think I have another slide. Oh yeah, I do. That I take that have made such a difference in my health. I feel like the walking poster child for supplements for Young Living. And I can't encourage you to research on your own enough and really figure out what's good for you. If you have questions, I don't mind a private message now and then. I'm not going to direct your whole recovery, but I will definitely be happy to share what I know with you occasionally. But if you are new to Young Living and you haven't tried any of these, I do want to just share just a little bit about how to get them. So Young Living has recently changed our website to be more, I like to call it Amazon-like, because you're in control of what you order. You don't get it from the person that sponsored you in. They don't keep inventory. You just get to go online and pick what you want. And so you can go in and just shop and pay full price for everything. And that's fine. You can get one or two things at a time. But if you go in and put your item on subscribe to save, it's just like Amazon subscribe to save. You don't have to get it every month. You don't have to even get it every other month. You can go all the way up to waiting 3 months in between, which when you're trying supplements, that's what I recommended, right? So get you enough for 3 months of Ningxia Red. And then the next time you order, you're going to add in sulfurzyme. And then the next time you order, you're going to add in multigreens or whatever you're going to do. And the cool thing about subscribe to save is when you put one item on it, you get 24% off of the retail price just by putting one item on it. And say you try it and you don't like it and you don't want it the next time, you just throw it in the trash, pick something else out, or don't order anything at all. Just throw everything in the trash. But that's the way you get 24% off. Also, if you're really, really opposed to, you know, playing with an order every 3 months or whatever, as long as you spend $100 and put it in your shopping cart, they will also give you 24% off for the year. So, you know, there's lots of options out there and it's very flexible. You're not held to anything. But the other reason I really like subscribe to save is not only do you get 24% off for just one item, no matter what the cost is, but you also earn points as long as you spend $50 or 50 PV. You have to look at the PV value. It will show you that right there on the screen next to the price. And as long as you spend $50, you earn 10% back every time you order. So if you go once every 3 months and spend $50 each time, you'll earn another $5 back. That goes into a little bank in your account, and the points act like cash. And so you can use them as soon as you've accumulated as many points as you want to buy an item. But the cool thing is, if you spend $100, or if you continuously order every single month at least $50, your percentage increases. At 4 months, it doubles from 10% to 20%. So if you ordered 4 months in a row, at least 50 PV, you will get 20% back in points. And they're called loyalty points. And then at month 25, if you've ordered 25 months in a row, it goes to 25%. And then you get that as long as you continue to order at least 50 PV every month. So, I've replaced a lot of things in my life with Young Living products, because we have cleaning products and personal care products and supplements and nutritional products and oils. So I do the bulk of my shopping every month at Young Living instead of Walmart, Target, grocery store. And I try to keep it to $300 a month. I used to spend way more than that at the grocery store. And so I earn 25% back on $300 every single month. So that adds up quickly. And so when I forget something, I will go in and just use my points to order it. So it's super great. And when you do order a $100 PV, you get a free product from Young Living every single month that you spend 100 PV. So lots of great deals, lots of flexibility in the ordering program. And the best part is you're in control of all of it. So you can order every month, or you can trash it if you don't want to. So I think we have a little bit of time for questions before the next class that Ange is going to post. So I am more than happy to answer any questions you might have.
And I was going to have you stop sharing your screen.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
you guys just give Nan a shout out in the comments with what you learned tonight? What are you taking away? Give her some appreciation, some thank you. We're super excited that you joined tonight. It's wonderful to have you join us and be part of our educational class. Yay, a whole round of applause. Thank you, Rebecca, for that. That was awesome. That's exactly, it's either that or it's this, right? When we're on Zoom, we can we can sign a high five or an applause. I just wanted to point out, in a couple of weeks, we will have our second offering of the month, which is called Kids and Oils. We'll have another guest presenter for that event. And so you can start to think about friends in your life with kiddos that would really benefit from hearing a class such as this one, so that you can invite them to that upcoming opportunity. Nan, thanks again. That was just really informative. As a dare with Julie, I actually took one of my old Digest and Cleanse supplements during the class. I'll keep you posted on my pooping, because we talked about poop tonight, and I just wanted to say poop myself a couple of times. There used to be, when we first started teaching classes, we would crack up because people would come thinking they were going to talk about, health and be super polite, and they'd leave having divulged a bunch of information about how well their digestive system worked. And there was one time a friend of mine literally shouted to me in the parking lot from across a few cars as we were leaving the school. She said, "Oh my gosh, I have to tell you, when I put lemon vitality in my water, I poop so well." And I was like, wow, we just told the whole neighborhood about your pooping. But that's the kind of thing that happens when you start paying attention to really high quality, oil infused supplements that are really making a difference in your life. And so I'm really grateful, Nan, that you started it tonight. I finished it.
Thank you. I was trying to look through the comments to see if there were any questions that we might.
Glad nobody else is embarrassed. Sometimes I feel embarrassed about stuff like that.
Yeah. Shoot, I mentioned something about they needed vitamin D. I do want to say I show the ingredients labels for all my supplements to my pulmonologist. One, I'm in a research study with him, and so I gotta disclose all that anyway. But I think it's a good practice to share that. When I was seeing my naturopath, she would want to recommend the supplements that they had there in the office, and so I would show her what I wanted to take that was the same but different. And I think it's really important if you are just starting on a health journey, get a baseline, a borderline blood panel done. When I did mine, I was pre-diabetic. I all my numbers were not normal. They were in the, not dangerous, but the going towards dangerous. Some were dangerous, some were not. So start, like, be informed, know what you're doing, right? Don't just take supplements willy-nilly, but get a baseline blood panel done, and then periodically get them done to see if you're improving. I think, knowledge is power. And so you want to work, if you're working with a doctor now, you want to work with a doctor and just be upfront. My doctor, my family physician, he would know if I came in to see him. First of all, he'd say, well, it's been 2 years since you've been here, because I was getting better and I didn't need him. But then he would know, like, if I had gotten sick, which, I still kind of did at the beginning. I don't as much now, but say I got a sinus infection, and he would say, okay, now I know you don't want steroids, and I know you want the lightest antibiotic you can. And because I communicated with him, and he knew that I was always going to try the natural approach first. And if it didn't work, then I was open and willing for the medication I might need. But he was very cautious with me about what my needs were, what my desires were with that. So start being informed at the beginning, and then monitor that along the way. And doctors will tell you, when you show them the labels of supplements, like especially if they say you need vitamin D, you're really low on your vitamin D, they'll look at the vitamin D label from Young Living and they'll go, oh, this isn't enough. Please just encourage your doctor to let you try that to begin with, to see if it is enough, because of the essential oils and how many more nutrients you get from that because of the essential oils that are infused. And everybody I've given that advice to and has convinced their doctor to let them try it has gone back, and the doctor said, oh, wow, your numbers are so much better. So just know that they don't know enough about that to be informed to say, yes, that's a great supplement. But they'll learn.
Well, Nan, I am grateful to you for your leadership tonight. We're just a few minutes out from the beginning of our intro to business call. So thank you guys so much. If you are planning to stay on for the next call, please be aware that we are going to share a recording of one of these calls that we did in February. You can also find it on YouTube at your convenience, but I am going to turn things over to my other co-host who's going to stay in the dark a little bit. Aaron is not feeling 100% right now, and so he is definitely
under the weather,
doing us
definitely
a huge favor. Yeah, doing us a huge favor. I'm off to a worship gathering, and I know Nan had plans tonight as well. But we hope that you have an incredible week, and start using these great tips to just change up some of the things that have maybe stopped you from living your best life.